Let's go to Jeddah. Let's bring in Mohammad Al-Sabban, the energy economist, a former advisor and long-term advisor to the Saudi government. Welcome to France 24, Mohammad. Let's start.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Good to see you. Oh, well, I can't see you tonight. You're on the phone. But let's start on how you see the Saudi position right now, especially minded of the fact that you've got more drones coming in.
Thank you for inviting me. The Saudi position is the same as the other Gulf Arab countries and friendly Muslim countries. They met the other day and they confirmed that we cannot tolerate any more attacks from Iran. And for whatever excuse they have, no way that we can accept their attacks by drone or by missiles. So this is the position of Saudi Arabia. Enough is enough. They are killing them.
Ma'am, you dipped out a second. So no more can we tolerate these attacks. Enough is enough, you say. What does that mean? Does that mean a change in posture? That means the right to respond?
Well, we have all options open. But in particular, the right to respond is there on the table. And I hope we don't get to that because it will be damaging to the area and not only Saudi Arabia and Iran, but all other countries. But we warned Iran that we are your neighbor and we did not participate in this war. And you have no reason to attack Saudi facilities and Saudi facilities, yes.
Now, aside from the public statements from Ayatollah Khamenei today, is there a private back channel going on between the Saudi government and the Iranian regime right now?
Well, we tried to talk to them and they try to find excuses here and there that, well, you are hosting the American bases and the Americans are hitting us with missiles and aeroplanes, etc. But that's not an excuse. The American bases were there in Saudi Arabia and other Gulf countries for a long time. And there is, I don't see why now it is an enemy. And if it is an enemy, why didn't you alert us to it before you start attacking us? So they have no excuse at all.
What's been damaged so far, Mohammed? Because I'm also trying to work out how you calibrate at which point from here, now 6 more drones have been intercepted in the past few hours, is the point that you say, OK, we can't tolerate any more? Are we talking about, 2 more strikes with ballistic missiles? Are we a week away from that? Give me your thoughts.
I don't know. I'm not in the government anymore. I retired. But I don't think that Saudi Arabia and other Arab Gulf countries will tolerate more and more attacks. You remember they attacked Yanbu facilities, that is a port where most of the Saudi oil exports is going from there. They attacked refineries. They attacked everything. They attacked the American embassy. So, and they have not provided us with any reasonable answer that they are going to continue. They said, no, sorry, we are going to stop, but they have never stopped. And that is very dangerous to the country, very dangerous to the region, and it will expand the war in the region, in the Middle East.
When you hear, you've been advised a long time in the past for the Saudi government, when you hear the head of the International Energy Agency saying today this is the worst oil crisis in terms of supply in history, this is going to be worse, he said, than the effects of 1973. In 1973, we were seeing weekly queues, a once-a-week queue where people had to ration petrol. Do you agree with him? Do you see it to that extent?
No, to a certain extent, maybe, but we are always careful with any statements from the IAEA. They are, they were formulated at the time of the oil sanction in 1973, and sanction to any country in the West that supports the Israeli attack on several, that was the war in 1973. But the problem is a problem. We know that the energy crisis is already there. The oil prices for Brent is more than 107, and I think it will go up for a long time unless there is a solution to the problem. I don't see any solution coming. There is, at the time Trump started the war, they were on the table discussing the ways and means to find a solution. But then nothing happened but war. And war killed many Iranians and Hezbollah and etc. So I think there has to be an end to this understanding event. Otherwise, the oil supply will be erupted, and whatever the West is taken as a solution, whether it is withdrawing supply from the stocks or trying to move away the Iranian vessels that already carries oil. This is, even if it is going to relieve a little bit the oil market, but it will be a short term, it will not last. And we are afraid that the problem will continue with us and will help the world economy.
Yes. Mohammed, a brief point before you go. When we look at the situation in terms of, you said you put caveats on what the International Energy Agency would say. However, if for whatever reason President Trump declared a victory on his terms, or framed it that way, he said he'll declare victory when, quote, he feels it in his bones, a few days ago now. What would happen? How quickly do you think there will be a recovery in the energy market?
It will take time, but he cannot declare. He knows that he's losing the war, but he's insisting. Anybody who knows Trump and knows his image and trying to be the head of the world government, he repeated that many times. But we see on the ground that this is not true. There is no victory for America, for the West in general. So let him stop that and start the serious work of negotiation to end the fight as soon as possible.
Good to talk to you tonight, Mohammad. Mohammad Al-Sabban, thank you for your time. Energy economist and long-term advisor to the Saudi government.